You are listening to Fierce Feminine Leadership, episode number 236, 3 Belief Patterns of Wealthy Female Entrepreneurs.
Welcome to Fierce Feminine Leadership, the success podcast for women in business. Each week, we feature interviews and advice to help you step into your power and lead your way. Now here's your host, women's leadership expert, Eleanor Beaton.
Hello there, Fierce Ones. Welcome back to Fierce Feminine Leadership, the success podcast for ambitious women in business. This is episode number 236, 3 Belief Patterns of Wealthy Female Entrepreneurs. Now, if you run your own small business and you are not generating significant income from it yet, or perhaps you're planning to launch your business this year and you want to build it right, stay tuned, because in this episode, I'm going to reveal to you how to think like wealthy women entrepreneurs. And we'll specifically be taking a look at some of the most important belief patterns that characterize 7-figure earners. Now, make sure you stay tuned to the end because I'll be sharing exactly how you and I can work together to grow your business through my Bold Women Thought Leaders coaching program, which kicks off later this month. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Eleanor Beaton, your host. I am a women's leadership development mentor and the creator of the Leadership Lab, which is the world's premier development program for women. I'm also the creator of Bold Women Thought Leaders, which is a high-octane business building masterclass specifically designed for coaches, advisors, and consultants who really want to generate multiple 6 figures from their businesses. My mission is to support women to take their seats and to have a strong voice at the tables where the big deals and big decisions get made. Now, speaking of having a strong voice at the table, today's episode is brought to you by your $1 million message. Find your voice, craft your strategy, change the world. This is our signature 3-day women's leadership retreat. If you are ready to step into a higher level of leadership and impact in your company or industry this year, you need a powerful message, and you must have the skill to deliver that message with confidence, poise, and grace in any situation. We want you to be the voice that is heard and respected around those big, important tables where so many of the world's big decisions get made. Now, if you've been a fan of this podcast, then this event is going to be a powerful opportunity to work face-to-face with me personally. So join us March 23rd to 25th in Phoenix, Arizona for your $1 million message. Find your voice, craft your strategy, change the world. You are going to walk out of this event clear on your message and how to deliver it with grace, power, and presence, whether that's on stage as a keynote speaker like I do, in a boardroom, crafting and delivering powerful pitches, as we do, and also to the media. You're also going to hear from some powerhouse experts in the field of women's leadership, including my own incredible, brilliant coach, the leadership guru for women entrepreneurs, Allie Brown. So to learn more about this incredible event, and I will say, and you all know I'm humble but not modest, I will say that this 3-day event, we consistently hear from attendees that this has been the single most powerful investment they have ever made attending this event, tapping into the network. It is truly life-changing. So to get details about it, head on over to yourmilliondollarmessageretreat.com. That's yourmilliondollarmessageretreat.com for details. All right, Fierce Ones. So you all know that over the last decade, I have worked closely with many women entrepreneurs who belong in the 2% club. So what we know is that just 2% of all women-owned businesses crack the 7-figure mark in sales. And I have coached many women who are doing that. And I can tell you that these women come from many different backgrounds. They are operating their businesses in many different industries. They have very different personality types and worldviews and experiences. But they do have some very powerful commonalities. And the more that I work with women who are, at and over that 7-figure mark, and also work with women who are on their way there, I start to see some real differences, particularly in the belief systems. So a belief system is simply a group of ideas or beliefs. It is a worldview that really, like a pair of rose-colored glasses, shapes how you see the world and how you perceive and experience and respond to your reality. Now, there are belief systems that can make you super successful and can help you generate significant income. And there are some belief systems that can completely derail your efforts. And I see it all the time, because what I can tell you is that women in the 2% club, it's not that they are smarter than you. It's not that they had a better upbringing than you. It's not that they had a better education than you. And it's not even that they have a better business idea than you. It's that they are thinking and behaving and taking action quite differently. So maybe you've experienced this. You have a great business idea. You work really hard. You have great experience. Maybe you're starting your coaching business, after 15 years as vice president of HR or director of learning inside a big corporate entity. But for some reason, you just can't get enough clients to help you generate significant income. And it is painful. For a high-achieving woman such as yourself, it can sometimes even make you feel a little bit ashamed. You don't know why you can't replicate the success that you had in the corporate world into your own business. Listen, this can be a major problem, and it's only getting worse. And that's because, the reality of our technological, highly wired world, social media, the internet, instant communications. All of these things have made it so easy and convenient to get into business. And this is a fabulous thing. But it also means that the bar to start a business is really low. So women are flocking to entrepreneurship. And as much as I coach powerhouse women inside the corporate world, as much as I believe we need strong female leaders inside the corporate world, because that's truly where all the power is still. The reality is that lots of women are flocking to entrepreneurship. And even though they have a great education and even in many cases amazing corporate experience, they lack some basic skills that can really set you apart as an entrepreneur. Even those who have MBAs, in fact, most of my business clients have some form of advanced degree. We've got PhDs, we've got tons of MBAs, we've got people with masters in economics. And I can tell you that paper doesn't really help when it comes to launching and running your own business. It can certainly help inside, a larger corporate setting, but not for entrepreneurs. And I spend all day advising entrepreneurs. Some are just starting, some are running businesses that are doing multiple millions per year. And, so much of what we talk about is their mindset and their belief patterns. So today, while there's a ton that I could share with you about sales, about marketing, about business structure, about communication, about positioning yourself on the market, about product design, service design, offering design, today we're going to focus on the belief patterns of wealthy women entrepreneurs. Because you know what, Fierce One, you cannot outperform your belief pattern. You just can't. So if you are stuck right now, and listen, even for those of you who are not running your own businesses, and I know that there are many of you who don't yet run your own business, but you're listening in, we love you, welcome. Even for you, you cannot outperform your belief system. So if you want to take a big step up, you need to change your belief system. And you know what? That's why I take programs. That's why I surround myself with brilliant people. That's why I hire a coach, because I can't see my own belief systems. I need someone else, someone brilliant, to help me spot them and call them out when they're holding me back and need to be updated. So listen closely, because I'm going to share with you 3 powerful belief systems of women entrepreneurs who are in that 2% club. And I want you to listen closely and see which of these resonates with you and which of these you consciously want to adopt this year. So belief pattern number 1 is this. And I want you to close your eyes. Unless you're driving, then don't close your eyes. But I want you to allow this to sink in. Belief pattern number 1 of wealthy women entrepreneurs is, I will find a way. I will find a way. Now, another way to think about this is that there are no unsolvable problems. If you have a problem, it's because the universe believes that you can solve it. Another way to think about this belief pattern is just simply like this. I've got this. Here's the thing about wealthy women entrepreneurs. It's not that they have fewer problems. In fact, they may even have more. But there's nothing like business for presenting a pretty much steady, nonstop flow of problems for you to solve. But how they react to those problems, how we respond to those problems is so different. Wealthy women entrepreneurs see problems as temporary roadblocks, and we are fundamentally oriented to the positive. So here's an example. Over the course of the last 3 months, 2 separate entrepreneurs asked for my advice on their business ideas. Now, one of these women entrepreneurs was actually highly successful, highly successful, multiple 7-figure earner, young entrepreneur, extremely successful. That's one of them. And then the other one was coming from the corporate world, vice president inside a financial institution, very, very successful, and was asking me some advice on a business idea that she had. So one of these women asked me, entrepreneur A was thinking about launching a specific type of marketing firm. And she said to me, Eleanor, will I ever be able to make money at this? Eleanor, will I ever be able to make money at this? Okay. So the challenge here is that she's presented a problem. So clearly she has a problem. She doesn't know if she can make money at this or not. She's asking me, and she's giving me 2 choices, a yes or no answer. Eleanor, will I ever be able to make money at this? She's looking for me to pass judgment on her as though I had the crystal ball and could see her future. Now, the very successful, wealthy woman entrepreneur said, listen, I want to launch this expanded service inside my existing business. How can I make the most money possible at this in 2018? Now, this is not, will I be able to make money at this, which is a yes or no answer. This is an open-ended question. And those of you former journalists in the house, like yours truly, our training was always, you never ask somebody a closed question, a yes or no question, unless you really need a yes or no answer. You're trying to confirm something, especially you're trying to get them or nail them down to a specific response. If you really want to get info, you ask an open-ended question, a question that leads to conversation. Who, what, when, where, why, how? How can I make the most money possible at this in 2018? As in, she's not asking me, is this possible or is it not possible? Why? Because she knows that she's got this. She knows she can find a way to make it successful. What she wanted my insight on is how do I make this successful? Okay. So both faced challenges, but the second highly successful, wealthy entrepreneur approached this challenge from an open-minded space. Now, the reality is that my business coaching clients often come to me with problems. In fact, I am dealing with other people's problems. Like on the days that I'm full on coaching, I'm dealing with other people's problems all day long. And sometimes some of those clients believe, especially early on in their business journey, they believe that the fact that they have a problem means something is wrong. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Sometimes they'll have problems and they'll think they should quit their business. And I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? Business is the act of finding problems and solving them. Problems become your best friend. They become temporary roadblocks. I love problems. Bring them and I will overcome them all day. We just slay problems constantly. That's what we do as entrepreneurs. And you have to develop the resilience to do that. And to develop that kind of resilience, you must train yourself to believe that you have what it takes to overcome the problems that are in front of you. Okay, you don't have to do it alone, but that you have the resources and resourcefulness to overcome your problems. I remember recently someone on my team presented me with a problem and she was feeling pretty down and frustrated about it. And I said to her, listen, I so love your commitment to solving this problem. And I need you to change your mindset about it because solving problems is what we do. So we can't afford to get down about even big problems. We have got to maintain a positive mindset around them. This is why entrepreneurship is such a powerful personal development experience, because to be successful, you have to discipline and learn. You're going to discipline yourself and learn to welcome problems quickly and to solve them. Okay? So I want you to ask yourself, do I consistently face problems with curiosity or with openness, or do I allow them to drag me down? And the answer is really going to share with you about how this belief pattern of I've got this or I will find a way, how fully you've embraced that belief pattern. And if you haven't, it's something that you want to consider in 2018. So belief pattern number 2 of wealthy women entrepreneurs is I decide and act quickly. I decide and act quickly. So the question here for you is, do you procrastinate in making decisions? Now, procrastinating in making decisions doesn't mean that you're actively looking to decide on everything as soon as possible. Everything has its time. But what I notice with women entrepreneurs who struggle is that they don't make decisions. They put off making decisions. They procrastinate or avoid. So maybe you've identified a problem. Let's say you know that you made a poor hire and you've got to fire a team member. Or maybe you don't know how to sell. And it's killing your business. So you need to invest in learning a new skill set, like how to sell. And I would say that's one of the things that I end up teaching my women entrepreneurs right off the bat, because typically they have no idea how to sell. And it really is the difference between growing a business and not. And trust me, this is from someone who had no idea how to sell. And I'm really great at it now. So maybe that you need to learn and investing a new skill, or maybe that you need to have a tough conversation. But so these things, but you haven't actually decided because you haven't committed to that decision. You're like, I know that I need to learn this new skill, but I don't know if I want to invest the time, or I know I need to fire this team member, but I'm just scared to do it, or I know I need to have this tough conversation, but I just don't want to have it. So you don't commit to that decision, and therefore you procrastinate on taking action. And if this is you, I hate to break it to you, Fierce One, but you are severely curtailing the likelihood that you're going to be a wealthy entrepreneur. Because here's the thing, the world's most successful businesswomen face their problems, decide even with incomplete information, and then act quickly. They do not wait for 100% of the facts to make a decision. Typically, they're making a decision with 70, 80% of the facts. Then they got to move, they've got to act quickly. Each quarter I meet with my business coach and a small group of women entrepreneurs, and these are women who generate well over 7 figures each. And you could call it a meeting of the 2% club. And I can tell you, not one lady in there is dickering around, not making decisions and not taking action. If they identify at one quarterly meeting that they're going to take action on something, that at our next meeting, it has been dealt with. There's no procrastinating. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't feel confused sometimes. And it doesn't mean that we move at breakneck speed for years and years on end. There are definitely periods in business where you want to be quiet and understated. And it's very important to honor that. But I'm not talking about that. I'm addressing those of you who spend weeks or months or even years in a state of inaction. And rather than facing the root cause of what's causing you to feel unsettled, overwhelmed, or incapable of making a decision, you just let it fester. When I think about my girlfriends in the 2% Club, I can tell you that when we face those feelings of overwhelm or confusion, we actually face them. Like we work through them, we talk about them, we find the people who are going to help us, we get the help we need, and then we get our butts back into action. We decide and act quickly. Belief pattern number 3 of wealthy women entrepreneurs is I'm 100% accountable for my results. I am 100% accountable for my results. Wealthy women entrepreneurs take full accountability for what happens inside their business. They know that as the leader, the buck stops 100% with them. And it's this accountability taking that actually scares so many women away from business success because they don't want to be accountable. Because guess what? It can be scary to be accountable. To know that you are 100% responsible for your business results, that's really something that can push you way out beyond your comfort zone. But that's where all the good stuff happens. Okay? Accountability is tough. There's no one and no thing to blame when you take 100% accountability for your results. There's just you. But I want you to experiment with something. Try playing that blame game. Try not taking 100% accountability when you are with a group of wealthy women entrepreneurs. And I'm going to promise you one of two things is going to happen if you do that. If you blame the economy, if you blame an underperforming team member for some poor results, probably the room is going to fall silent for a moment because no one is going to want to indulge you as you indulge a sense of victimhood. They're just not going to do that because they know that that's a road to nowhere. Or if they don't fall silent and not indulge you, or you are going to get a can of loving whoop-ass, that's the technical term, okay, loving whoop-ass dropped on you as these women start asking you powerful and uncomfortable questions about why you are giving your power away, why you are allowing other people, other things outside the locus of your control to inform, generate, affect, shape your business results. I have seen these tough, loving conversations happen many, many times. And because the idea of taking 100% accountability for your results is so deeply ingrained. It is such a deeply ingrained belief system of wealthy women entrepreneurs. You know, last summer, I was hiking up a mountain. There was a cold, cold wind. It was whipping hair across my face. It was painful and it was also exhilarating. Just that rush of cold air. And accountability is a little bit like that. It hurts, but it's also the ultimate freedom. Okay? Accountability can be painful, it can be tough, but it is the ultimate freedom. And as much as I focused on wealthy women entrepreneurs, I can tell you that my work with women suggests to me that we love money, sure. We want to we know that having money is the key to being able to give back, to having, a power position at the tables, but what we really want is freedom. So there you have it, the 3 belief patterns of wealthy women entrepreneurs. Number 1, I will find a way. Number 2, I decide and act quickly. Number 3, I'm 100% accountable for my results. Without these belief systems in place, you just won't have the foundation you need to thrive in your business. Now, I promise that if you stayed to the end, I would fill you in on how you and I can work together to help you make more money and achieve more success in your business this year. And so we have actually opened enrollment for Bold Women Thought Leaders, and this is our 10-week high-octane business building program for women coaches and consultants. You'll work with me. And if you've tried everything, but you're not getting the sales or income that you want, and if you're really struggling to differentiate yourself in your industry and find that you're just not having the impact that you want, then my Bold Women Thought Leaders program is likely going to be a great fit for you. Our alumni hail from across North America and Europe. They're achieving incredible success as a result of what they've learned in this program. They're securing 6-figure contracts and sponsorships. They're launching podcasts. They're enrolling lucrative clients. They're securing top-tier speaking engagements. The transformation is incredible. So to learn more about this program, head on over to boldwomenthoughtleaders.com. It's boldwomenthoughtleaders.com. All right, fierce ones. take these 3 belief systems I've shared with you today, try them on, see how they feel, and until next time, stay fierce.
Thank you for listening to Fierce Feminine Leadership. Be sure to head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show. While you're there, leave us a fierce review. When you leave a review, your name is automatically entered into a monthly draw. Each month, we'll draw 1 reviewer to automatically receive a private coaching session with women's leadership expert Eleanor Beaton. So remember, head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show. Then leave us a review for your chance to win a private coaching session with Eleanor Beaton. Go to eleanorbeatonpodcast.com and sign up to get your free cheat sheet, the 5 critical leadership skills of 7-figure businesswomen. This free download will help you diagnose the exact skills you need to see major growth in your business and career. Head over to eleanorbeatonpodcast.com and get your free download today.